Good morning. Welcome to Saturday morning meditation. We're going to get started with 3 7-line prayer. Organ yogi nom jansam pemage sardom yatsen chogi ngorupe pemajong ne jesurak Kordu kandro mangpokor ketki jesu dak druki jinji lop cheer sheksu so guru pama city home. Organ yogi num jansam pemage sardom yatsen chogi ngodruvne pemajong ne jesurak Kordu kandro mangpokor ketki jesu dak druki jinji lop cheer sheksu so guru pama city home. Organ yogi num jansam pemage sardom yatsen chogi ngodrume pemajong ne jesurak Kordu kandro mangpokor ketki jesu dak druki jinji lop cheer sheksu so guru pema city home. Okay, so let's take a moment to remember our motivation for being here today, and we'll establish a compassionate motivation. It's important before we begin an activity to always establish a pure motivation of compassion rather than our usual motivation of self-interest. So our motivation determines the direction of our actions. So when we establish a proper motivation at the start, then that directs our actions, towards the benefit of all beings rather than towards our own, towards just our own benefit. And that means that our actions will have a greater impact. And so let's take a moment to generate compassion. We can make the wish that our meditation together today will bring a measurable benefit not only to ourselves, but to all sentient beings. So the meditation that we'll be doing today is called Shamatha meditation or Shine meditation. And the instructions for this are coming from Jetsuma's book, Stabilizing the Mind. Stabilizing the Mind is a really great primer on meditation. If you're just learning how to meditate, it gives instructions for the practice. But this practice is actually quite old. This is a form of meditation that's common to all Buddhist traditions, and it's said that this was the Buddha's favorite practice. So what we'll be doing is just meditating on the breath. This is a very simple meditation, and you can do this meditation whether you're Buddhist or not. You don't have to believe in anything in particular to do this practice. And Jetsuma has taught that meditation is the natural state of mind when it's relaxed, stable, and open. And meditating in this way trains our mind to be calm and relaxed while also being alert and wakeful. So we're not just trying to bliss out or chill out or rock ourselves to sleep with this. We are actually trying to wake up while also creating a calm and stable mind. And creating this, the point of this meditation is to create space in the mind. And creating space in the mind helps us to balance our emotions. It gives us a little bit of buffer room between our actions and reactions. And that little bit of space is the first step in the development of bodhicitta, which is the compassionate wish to free all sentient beings from suffering. So we can take a comfortable seat, either in a chair or cross-legged on the floor, and place your hands in your lap. Traditionally, we hold one hand in the other hand with the thumbs touching and place our hands right below the navel, but you can also just rest your hands on your thighs. And then check in with your posture. Make sure your spine is straight, like a stack of coins. Your shoulders are open. Your shoulders are back and open. Elbows are also kind of back and open. Let's see. And your eyes are also going to remain open, looking downward. So you can imagine a line following the bridge of your nose down, down, down to the ground, and find a point along that line where it's comfortable to rest your gaze. And then place the tip of your tongue right behind your front teeth. It's kind of like saying the letter L. Allow yourself to relax completely and breathe normally. Just breathe in your normal rhythm of breathing. If you find it hard to get into normal rhythm, sometimes when we first put attention on the breath, it can feel like you don't know how to breathe anymore. You might feel like you're struggling for breath. If you're feeling that way, breathe out. Just empty all your breath out. And then the lungs will naturally fill with a deep breath. So that's a good way to come back to your natural breath. So once you're relaxed and breathing normally, put a very light attention on your breathing. Don't try to control it at all. Just breathe in your natural rhythm with the most gossamer thin attention on your breath. It's like taking your pulse. You don't put any pressure on it, just observe it. Your attention is like a feather gently riding on the surface of your breath. When thoughts come up, which they are bound to do, and that's okay, when thoughts come up, just let them go like bubbles popping on the surface of a pond. You don't have to look to see what they are. You don't have to check if it's a good thought or bad thought. Just let them go. Your meditation is not lost by hearing your thoughts, but by following them down the road. So as soon as you notice yourself being hooked by a thought and following it along, as soon as you notice that you've forgotten your breath, come back to the breath. And if it's really difficult for you to dismiss your thoughts, you can imagine cutting them with scissors and throwing them away, or like picking them up with tongs and dropping them, or whatever works for you. But you always return to that single pointed concentration. Drop your thoughts and return again and again to the gossamer thin attention on your breath. So for our first round, we're going to do the 5 minutes of meditation, and then we'll take a little break and we'll meditate for longer. Let's just return again and again to that gossamer thin attention on your breath. All right, so that's our first round of meditation for today. I always say it's really helpful if you're first starting meditation or you're getting into meditation after a long break. It's good to start with short meditation sessions like that, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even just 1 minute if that's where you're at. You don't want to have unrealistic expectations that the first time you meditate, you're going to sit for 2 hours. It's difficult to get used to sitting for long periods of time, physically, mentally. It can take some time to get used to that. So it's better to meditate in a sustainable way where you're going to want to meditate again tomorrow. So whatever amount of meditation that is for you, if that's a half hour, great. If that's 5 minutes, great. But start where you are, and then you can just build from there. And then you don't burn out. So, and whether we're new to meditation or if we've been practicing it for a long time, it's easy to feel discouraged when we notice how distracted we are during the meditation. Our minds have a habit of running around and doing whatever they want all day long. And so, that's how it's been for our entire lives and lifetime after lifetime. So it's a new thing that we're trying to focus our mind in this way, and we don't have the habit of it yet. So many people think, when you notice how distracted you are and how your mind's running all over the place, many people think they're just not good at meditation, or they just don't have what it takes for that. But it's just not our habit. That's all. It's just not our habit to practice in this way. So we've been practicing for lifetime after lifetime. We've been practicing self-centered thinking and distraction. And we can't just snap our fingers and be loving, focused practitioners overnight. It takes lots and lots of practice to meditate. It takes lots and lots of practice to be kind. It takes lots and lots of practice to be generous. All of these things require building and strengthening habits through continued practice over time. So we have to be kind to ourselves and be patient with ourselves. And just remember that practicing means falling off the horse again and again and getting back on again and again. So you fall down, get back up. When you get distracted, come back to your breath. You've got this. You just need practice. So let's practice again. And we'll do a longer sit this time. So let me just adjust the timer. Okay, we're going to sit for 20 minutes. So let's come back to our meditation posture. You can sit with a straight back. Hands are in your lap. Eyes are relaxed and gazing downwards, following the line of your nose and finding a place along that line to rest your gaze. Allow yourself to relax completely and breathe normally. Don't try to control it at all. Just breathe in your natural rhythm. And then put the most gossamer thin attention on your breath. It's like taking your pulse. Don't put any pressure on it or try to change it in any way. Your attention is like a feather, gently riding on the surface of your breath. So that's our meditation for today. Just as throughout our meditation, we dropped our thoughts, we let them go. Now, whatever your experience of your meditation was, whether this was a frustrating experience or a blissful experience, we're going to just let it go. We're not going to wallow in it. We're going to let it go. And then we will dedicate merit. So at the end, we always say dedication prayers to seal in the blessing of our practice. So we'll say those now. Throughout my many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue I have accomplished, including the merit generated by this practice, and all that I will ever attain, this I offer for the welfare of sentient beings. May sickness, war, famine, and suffering be decreased for every being, while wisdom and compassion increase in this and every future life. May I clearly perceive all experiences to be as insubstantial as the dream fabric of the night, and instantly awaken to perceive the pure wisdom display in the arising of every phenomenon. May I quickly attain enlightenment in order to work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas altogether, whatever kind of motivation you have, whatever kind of beneficial action, whatever kind of wishing prayers, whatever kind of omniscience, whatever kind of life accomplishment, whatever kind of benevolent power, and whatever kind of immense wisdom you have, similarly I, who have come in the same way to benefit beings, pray to attain these qualities. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout all realms. Okay, thank you very much.